I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Hey, what's happening, boys and girls? Back in the basement here, working on some Black Hole, as you can see. And the main thing, well, one of the things I was trying to figure out that was giving me a bit of a challenge was turning on the background sound. So it took me a good few tries before I was able to finally figure it out. It was not a dip switch setting on the soundboard. Oh, I put it away, but I was trying multiple different soundboards. I was trying the dip switch setting on the soundboard itself, on multiple different soundboards. Finally made a post, and someone thought it was on in the main settings. Someone thought it was on the soundboard. This is running a NiWump all-in-one CPU, so it's a little bit different. Wait, no, Pascal flip board, not NiWump. So I did ultimately find it in the settings, the coin door settings, under game settings, not sound settings, and so I got that going. What I also did was charged up the Player 1 display. It was a little bit dim. I think I'm happy with all the display's brightness right now. Sometimes you can charge up the displays and they will go dim, so we'll see how this holds up. But all in all, I think they're all pretty good. I'm happy with that. And I also discovered that some of the general illumination is actually not working. This is on though. And then over here, this is off. That's off. Probably, I think like the back corners. And I also think all the pop bumpers are out. So I got to figure out what is going on there, because I believe the general illumination is just AC voltage coming right off the transformer. I believe it's maybe like 6.5 volts or something like that. And I believe it just kind of does all the general illumination. I don't even think it runs through a board, but I could be talking right out my ass. Oh, also that reminds me, I don't know why, but no, I just remember walking around. Oh, let's get some more light on here. As I'm walking around, I realized a couple other things I did. One was clean the flipper bats and add some blue flipper rubbers from pinballleds.ca. Oh, in the video it almost looks kind of purpley, but it's not. And then I finally aligned and tightened up all the flippers, make sure they were where I want them to be. These guys, I think I'm going to be happy with these. These two flippers here were complete new old stock entire flipper assemblies. These two I just rebuilt. So also I noticed that my tube was a little bit low, and the ball once didn't make it all the way up and fell back down. I think it's because it hit the edge here. So I tried to raise up my tube a little bit, and what I noticed is that the bracket that holds it was actually bent a little bit. I don't know if you can really see that. So I tried to straighten it out a bit, which would stand it up a little more proud. And if I needs be, I will try and get another little, you can see there might be just another 1/16 of a lip there. So I might have to crank that up just a little bit more, but I believe that's going to be hopefully sufficient. So I did that. And I still haven't figured out, well, I haven't really diagnosed or tested further why this pop bumper isn't working. That's why I have this pop bumper board here. It's not the board, pretty certain of that. So I still got to work on that. My list here is growing and getting subtracted at the same time. General illumination out, raise up tube, that might be okay. Background sound is good. Extra ball light I thought was not working, and I was correct. That's fixed. Recharge Player 1 display. This drop target spring, I don't know if this is one that's actually missing from a drop target, or an extra one fell in there or got in there. Everything seems to be working, but I'll check that out. And yeah, so I can pretty much cross off, align and tighten the flipper batch. There we go. I think I can probably check all bulbs too, you know. I'm gonna do that. Because in a previous video I went through all the back box bulbs. Oh, and shout out to Jim Wilkes, by the way. He saw me fighting my inventory there for the last 455 blinker bulbs, and he is hooking a shenanigander up with a bunch of more 455, probably like new old stock blinker bulbs. So thanks, Jim. That's pretty friggin' sweet. And yeah, all y'all fellow shenaniganders are pretty awesome. So what I'm doing now is going to try and play my very, 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 very first test game on this. I couldn't before because my flippers were not tightened. For the first time ever, I'm going to attempt to play a test game on this black hole. So let's hit the start button. We should be able to hear some background sounds for the first time too. Yeah, there it is. All right, let's test these flippers out. They're gonna be very loud. I got no glass on there, which is another thing for my to-do list. Find a piece of glass for this. I might have one in storage. Oh, add balls. I gotta do that to the list. These are just the old used balls. Yeah, it's pretty dark up there. Definitely figure out that general illumination. Hey, why is there a 9? A 9 just appeared on my lower display. See that? Kind of comes on and off when I hit the flipper. I'm gonna have to, I did disconnect that display when I was messing with the flipper, so maybe I need to reseat that connector. It's a little bit of a weird blip. Okay, see, extra ball light works now. This game is gonna be fast. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ball gets stuck on spinner. That's interesting. Why is that happening? Oh, I see. I just gotta raise up the bracket a little bit. Okay. That should solve that problem. Let's try for that spinner shot now. Oh yeah, okay. The new board has a ball save. You probably can't see that, but boom. Chance. Did it say chance? Did you see it? So that's my ball save. It's pretty sweet. Lots of additional fun programming on this P180 board. Uh-oh. Really? Oh, I better check the tilt. Do I gotta tilt on it? Oh yeah, I gotta adjust it though. It's a little low. Because the machine is still, well, the front legs are on wheels and the back is not. Oh, that's like a crazy pitch. I can't be doing that. All right, that does not even count because I didn't even go into the basement, lower playfield, cellar, whatever you want to call it. I think it's more of a cellar in Funhouse. Oh, are you serious? All right. Here we go. No, later on the flipper. Later. Later. There we go. Alright, see the spinner action there? That was good. Boom, locked the ball. Wonder how well you can see down there. Doesn't really matter. This is just play testing, and good news is the machine's working. It's playing. It's not crashing. It's flipping. It's popping. It's switching, it's lighting, it's counting down bonus, it's displaying, it's sounding, it's apron carding, blue flipper rubbering. It just needs to be GI-ing on bottom left popping. There we go, let's try this again. Oh, and it's speeching. Speech board works fine. All my 313 bulbs seem to be illuminating the black hole down there very nicely. Let's try and get another drop target there and earn my way. Oh, I already earned my way. Okay, that's good. I want to knock down... Okay, there's the yellow drop target bank reset. I already tested that though. Alright. I came up there, no problem. That was great news. Oh, that was cute. 2 rollovers in one shot. That one pop-upper sounds not amazing. I guess it's fine. Yeah, no, that's good. You know what it is? It's that it's not going back all the way up. See that? It's not all the way down. So, right there. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna put on the list. That is, what? Middle pop bumper. Can you see my list? Middle pop. That's the ring and rod. Ring, rod, getting stuck. And I'm also going to put reseat. The lower playfield display. Lower. That's all I really see so far. Have you seen anything else? Did I miss anything yet? Oh, come on. Really? Okay, that's it. Weight balls, weight balls, weight balls. What? Oh, it's kicking it out of the basement. There it is. Oh, and I get to enter my high score initials, but if you don't do anything in 5 seconds, it goes away. But that's pretty successful overall, don't you think? Yeah, okay, so, yeah, the flippers seem to be tightened well enough that they didn't start slipping on me. So, I got a few things I gotta still tackle here, so I'm gonna work on that for a bit, and then I'll let you know what's going on after. Alright, I'm back. What have I done? I know I did, I think, 2 things. Ugh. My playfield propping looks really sketchy. Yikes. Look how it's like only an inch away from the rail there, but like 3 inches away from the rail there. It's a little cockeyed. Okay, so I thought I did a couple things, but I just finished with that pop bumper. So I raised the playfield and I started a game and I activated the pop bumper till it would stick. And it basically would kind of just, let's try and do this. Kind of get stuck like right about there. And then you'd kind of wiggle it a little bit and then it would go back perfectly. There was absolutely no rhyme or reason whatsoever as to why it would get stuck there. You'd give it a little bit of one of these and then it would be perfectly fine again. But it was very repeatable and I just don't really quite understand what was causing that or why. So what I did was decided, well, first of all, I took it apart. Here it is. This is actually it. The bracket is fine. This is fine. Spring seems fine. The whatchamacallums are fine. Plunger. The coil. Like, I already rebuilt this. I had a new sleeve in here. Cleaned it all up. So it just didn't make any sense. So I took my parts playfield and I removed the same pop bumper, which is right here and right here. And I was going to maybe use the coil as well, but not that one. So I've got all these parts from the parts playfield. So I decided that I would remove yet another pop bumper that didn't have a bad coil. So I think somewhere over here, there, this guy here, that used to be a pop bumper there. So I have removed that and took it apart, changed the sleeve. So I've got that from there and this from the original machine, and I put in everything new. Not new, but you know what I mean. 100% of the pop bumper from the lower side has been changed. The bracket, the thingamajiggies, wafers, metal wafer, and the Bakelite wafer, or whatever the hell they're called, the spring, the plunger, and the solenoid is also been changed. Now, one thing I did screw up on the original rebuild of this is I actually had this pop bumper in upside down, so the lugs were down here, and they were kind of straddling, kind of close to this metal, so I just put tape over the lugs, kind of just took the easy way out and didn't take it apart again and put it back together again properly. But now I have done that, so the pop bumper is actually situated correctly now, and these lugs are not anywhere near. But that shouldn't have affected anything whatsoever, I wouldn't think, because the coil is just a spool of wire, so what does it matter if it's oriented one way or the other, right? That got to make sense. So I made sure it's wired up correctly and that the switch is still doing what it's supposed to be doing. So what we're going to do is test that pop bumper and see if the problem is solved. I guess I could do it with the playfield propped up. Let me just kind of check my stability here. Yeah, I think it's going to be okay. Alright, so what I have to do, firstly, is put a ball in the trough. Okay. Now we'll turn on the machine. I hate the sketchiness of the black hole proppage. It's not cool. Okay, so, I don't know, like, do we need to be on a tripod or not? First thing we gotta do is, oh, yes, because I need to hit the start button and catch the ball coming down here, because it's gonna kick the ball out here and it's gonna go zing, and probably won't fly off, but it should be, I gotta catch it. So, I'm gonna hit the start button. You're gonna go upside down for a minute while I stretch over here. Here we go. Alright. Caught the ball. Now, we are in game mode. Got my background sounds, which are pretty sweet. And we're going to activate this pop bumper and hope that the playfield does not fall down. So I'm going to kind of stick my head in the middle of the playfield for now, just to test it. No. Okay. It seems stable. It'll be fine. Okay, let's go over here. That's what it's supposed to do. Please do what you're supposed to do. sometimes it's double firing. So I'm just gonna maybe adjust that switch so it's not so sensitive. But I do like them nice and sensitive because I'd rather them be a little more active than less active. So maybe I won't even touch it, because what is the big deal if your pop bumper pops a couple times occasionally, you know? I'd rather it pop too much than too little. Because I hate when you just kind of hit the backside of a pop bumper and nothing happens, it just goes kerthunk. But that problem is solved. What was the issue? We will never know. That is the fun of pinball. But I'll just bag up all this extra stuff and throw it into my pop bumper parts bin. And yeah, so I guess I will. Do I have my pen? Did I put it? Middle pop bump rod, ring rod getting stuck. Yay, one more thing off the list. Alright, guess what? I found where that mystery drop target spring came from. It was from this drop target bank. Each target has two springs, an upper and a lower. It was the upper on the very back target, and I managed after 10 minutes to just kind of fit it in there through the back side with great difficulty. So hopefully it doesn't fall off again. If it falls off again, then I will shorten the spring a little bit, tighten her up, and then redo it painstakingly. And I had suspicions the target wasn't registering, so I cleaned the switch as well. So let's give it a little test. And voila, that target is happy again. And just for fun, there we go. Okay, so back to the to-do list. Drop spring missing. Boom. Okay. Got to get that pop bumper working, general illumination fixed, and maybe raise up the tube, and then play test the crap out of it and see what other issues we can find. So, making progress. Alright, so guess what? Check this out. Boom. That pop bumper is now fixed. Do you want to know what I did? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. First of all, I wanted to isolate for sure. I thought this was the board that's responsible for that. Oh, what I did first was check the fuse, which is over here. F11, I believe it was. Gottlieb System 80 is pretty sweet in the fact that it does fuse everything. Check that out. Bottom left pop bumper, 2.5 amps slow blow. But I know I already checked all these, but just in case it blew. But it was fine. The fuse clip was fine. I tested the continuity through the fuse clip. That was fine. I disconnected those two boards, pop bumper boards, and the top pop bumper board. And then I wanted to test all the pop bumper boards. Test all the pop bumpers. And if none of them worked, then I knew for sure that this was the board. So before I did that, I kind of took my multimeter and I pushed in on these wires a little bit more, just in case. So I'm guessing that maybe pushing those wires into the IDC connector might have been all that it needed, because what I found when I removed 3 of the 4 pop bumper board connectors is that the other 3 pop bumpers did not work as expected, and that one did. I'm like, well, what the hell? Is it possible one of the boards that was plugged in is somehow dragging this board down and causing an issue? I didn't think so. I thought, well, maybe pushing in on those wires, it might have been the solution. So I plugged everything back in, and that is good to go. Did I cross it out yet? No, here we go. Bottom pop not working. Boom. And I added new balls and then get the motor going in the back box. But I think I need a new motor bracket custom made by your fellow shenanigander Kevin G. Because I don't have one, and he's the kind of guy that can make one. So this is a tag team effort, if you recall. If not, this cabinet was done by him. Beautiful, beautiful job, top to bottom, inside and out. Even Black Hole's butthole. The true black hole is right there. Oh, look, some scuffs. This went to storage, then it came back to me. But, you know, it ain't a pinball machine if there isn't an imperfection, right? Jeffrey Jones wouldn't agree, because his machines are friggin' perfect. They're beautiful. Tales Arabian Nights with gold side rails along with gold plastic star posts. It's a beautiful thing. You gotta check it out. Pinball Rebel. Anyway, I digress. My lower playfield was getting a little dusty because I have neglected it for so long, so I used a Swiffer to kind of brush it all off. I already cleaned it, everything, the whole playfield, of course, but I gave it a little freshening upping, and then used my compressed air just to make sure. So I did that. It looks like I have to do the same to the top side. But that is some good progress. What is the next highest priority thing? I guess that would be figuring out the general illumination. Now, I was looking at that, and it is pretty much what I thought. Whoa, why did you zoom in so much? Playboard illumination, 6.3 volts, AC, 10 amp slow blow. So I think it's one circuit controls all. So how is it that half of mine are working and half aren't? So I'm gonna have to go through systematically, because I'm guessing they're just daisy chained and there's a break in a wire somewhere. And I kind of took a little peek, but like here's general illumination here. This one's on, this one's out. These two guys are out, and that guy is on. So what the hell is going on here? So this guy here, that is the guy that's working. He daisy chains over to the guy that's not working. So, you know, I check the bulb. That's the first thing you do. We'll take a known working bulb, stick it in there. Swap bulbs, actually, we'll even do that. And the bulb's fine, of course. Except, I need to get it in there better. And, unfortunately, I mean, you're gonna have to suffer through this process because I'm taking you with me. Alright, let's make sure we get that in there good. There we go. Okay. It's not really satisfactory to me. I don't like that it's a little bit blinky. So you're going back in here. I guess both are like that. Not all sockets are perfectly continuous. That's right, I made that word up. But yeah, so how the hell, if this is working and it's daisy chained to here, that this is not working? Does that make any sense? Is it possible that the socket is bad? I mean, I haven't really thoroughly investigated. I'm wiggling the socket. I guess it's possible. But when you have so many bulbs that are out in the GI, but all your inserts are good, it makes you think it is not the sockets. So, then these guys here, both of these guys are out, here and here. So power just comes in right from this wire harness here, goes to this bulb, and then goes to that bulb. And then, you know, so is it something to do with this purple, blue wire, blue and purple, blue and purple. Are they all blue and purple? Yeah, blue and purple here. Check this out. So there's got to be a break somewhere in the blue-purple chain that let's blue and purple here. How is it this guy is actually working? Oh, holy shit, I hit the flipper button and I almost ran into the machine, then almost friggin' dropped the whole playfield. So blue purple here, and then oh, this is the ground, I guess. Black white. Anyway, I gotta figure that shit out, because it don't make sense to me right now how it, so lights are on, lights are off, lights are on, lights are off. You figure it's like Christmas lights, right? If one goes out, the rest down that line goes out, but you don't have some on, some off, some on, some off, which it appears to be doing that right now. So I'm gonna work on that, and I think I'm gonna go eat some food. So that's the end of this one. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, you shenaniganders.